Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're going to talk about my latest venture into the world of cashback, building out my strongest cashback credit card system. That's going to be accomplished by joining Bank of America's preferred reward system. So, in this video, of course, we will briefly touch on preferred rewards. We'll talk about how I'm going to do this, why I'm going to do this, the bonuses I'm going to stack to make this happen, and, at the end, what this does for my credit card situation going forward. So, of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, again, we have a full video dedicated to Bank of America Preferred Rewards that I'll link down below for you, but we'll do the Cliff Notes version before we really get into it so we're all, can play along. So Bank of America is the second largest bank in the country, right behind Chase, and Bank of America is known as a relationship bank, which is a very nice way of saying, hey, give me more of your money and I'll give you more rewards. So I'll put it on screen briefly for you, but you can see the tiers of Preferred Rewards. Now, they have gold tier, which is $20,000, platinum tier, which is $50 to $100, platinum honors, which is the tier that I'm going to be looking at, which is $100 to $1 million. Don't worry, I'm way closer to the 100 than I am the million. And then they have diamond tier, and then there's diamond honors as well, but really the rewards come with the first three tiers. Now, this can be accomplished a few different ways because, again, Bank of America, obviously a bank, but they did acquire Merrill Lynch back in 2008, 2009. So you can have your money with Bank of America or Merrill Lynch or some combination of the two, which is actually advisable because, again, as you can see, to have $100,000, you wouldn't want to have $100,000 in a checking or a savings account. But when you bring Merrill Lynch into the play, then it makes a lot more sense because that's a lot of investment, brokerage accounts, things like that, where you could reasonably have $100,000. So how it works is, again, you have, once you hit that total amount, then Bank of America is basically going to say you have to hold that amount for 3 months. Then after 3 months' time, they're going to credit you with your correct status. Now, in addition to that, you also have to have a Bank of America checking account. I don't really know why they demand you have a checking account, but you have to, which is okay because it will still work out for us. So as a result, if you get to one of these tiers, you get increased benefits with all their banking products, really across the board. Now, the one that we're most interested in is credit cards, obviously. But as someone who does, some real estate stuff here and there, I would still look at, their mortgage pricing. I think in that tier, you get like $600-700 off your origination fee, a few points better on pricing, stuff like that. So realistically, you're supposed to take Bank of America Preferred Rewards as a whole and look at it. Now, we're looking at the credit card piece, and that's the one I'm most interested in. I'll tell you why in a second. But realistically, in the past, I've said, their credit card system probably should be buffed more, and they should probably bring preferred rewards up a little bit more. So, it's easier to say that when you don't have the option to join, though. So now, because I'm kind of more trying to, build out the best credit card cashback setup I can, this opportunity looks more interesting. So let's get into the why I'm doing this now. So, if you leave a job or you get kicked out of a job, what have you, and you have a 401k with that company, you get the few options to do something with it. You can either leave it with that company, with the managing company. So in my case, I left a job. My 401k was with Fidelity. You can leave it with Fidelity if you want, or you can roll it over to your next job into a new 401k. Or you can take it and you can move it to an IRA, individual retirement account. You could also do a Roth IRA, I think, but I'm just going to stick with the IRA as well. So because I left a job, now I have a 401k that's about $120,000 or so. Again, I have the choice now, so I'm definitely not going to leave it. So the real two options, in my opinion, are to roll it over or move it to an IRA. So I decided to move it to an IRA because it would get me into Bank of America's Preferred Rewards, and I need to do something with it. But of course, here how we do. We're going to try to get as many bonuses along the way as possible. Because again, remember the rule of the channel and the other channel run on the bank where you open up bank accounts for money. You should never open up a banking product unless you're being paid to do so, and we're going to be paid to pull this all off. So we've talked about preferred rewards again, much more detail in the dedicated video. So let's start with this. First of all, we need a checking account. Now, Bank of America, I've churned their checking account before. It's not much to write home about, but there's still a bonus. So if you get into it, they're going to offer you $100 for opening a checking account when you direct deposit $1,000. And we need that because, again, having a checking account is a requirement of Preferred Rewards. And so when you sign up for Bank of America's accounts, there's usually a checkbox that says, hey, I want to join Preferred Rewards. Now, again, joining at this stage doesn't mean you're like in a tier, right? Because there's no reason to put 20 grand in this checking account. We're not going to do that. But because we need to open a checking account, we're going to get a bonus for it. Now, the difference is to stay in Preferred Rewards, I won't be able to close this account and churn it. So this will be my last Bank of America checking account bonus, but it's fine. I mean, it's only $100. I think this is the second or third year I'll have hit them in a row. So that's first of all. Now, if you go to Merrill Lynch, which again, we want to move that 401k over to Merrill Lynch, open up an IRA. Wouldn't you know it, they're also offering a bonus here. So let's take a look at this one. Now, of course, they say up to $1,000, but we don't have enough assets to get to $1,000. So if you scroll down, you can see the tiers. Now, the catch here is that you have to be rolled in Preferred Rewards, which is why we do the checking account first, because checking that box will get us Preferred Rewards. We wait a few days, then we'll be in Preferred Rewards in their system at least. And then, again, we're moving over about $120,000 to an IRA. So, again, that's going to net us $400. So that $400 will be thrown directly into that IRA after the requirement period is over. And so right there, we've stacked up $500 doing this. Now, again, I'm not arguing that this is the biggest bonuses ever in the world, but if you're going to do something with your 401k, you might as well get paid. If I was to roll it over to a new company, I'm not going to get any money for it, right? Just rolled over, but if I do this, then I get $400. And you can always roll them over later down the road if you wanted to keep doing this. There are ways to just move products to other banks and things like that. So that's kind of how we're doing it. Now there's a waiting period with Preferred Rewards, unfortunately. Like we mentioned in the beginning, you have to have that account, that amount of money in the combined balances for at least 3 months. Then Bank of America is going to send you a letter. Funny story, I was doing a Bank of America business checking bonus a while back, and I actually did qualify for business gold Preferred Rewards. Business and personal are separate because it was a $20,000 to keep in that checking account for a lockup period. So I do know this. They will mail you a letter to, hey, congratulations, you now qualified for gold tier. But again, because we're moving $120,000, that puts us right in platinum honors. So a lot of you know where this is going, because now we're going to take a look at credit cards. We're going to talk about the 2 cards I'm going to get, and then how that plays a part as well. So first up is the red card. The red one is the customized cash card. Now, I'm really only interested in one multiplier here, and that is going to be the 3X in a category of your choice, up to $2,500 per quarter. So your choices are gas, online shopping, dining, travel, drugstores, and home improvement stores. You'll get a boost on the 2X and the 1X as well, but it doesn't really help me out because I have a lot of other cards that will get pretty close to that, if not beat it, in the 5X category. So with Preferred Rewards, they bump your credit card points up about 75%. You got to do the math correctly, but basically 3X becomes 5.25 back, which is not bad at all. Now, in addition to that, I'd get the unlimited cash rewards card, which 1.5X becomes 2.62%, which is also not bad as well. Now, both of these cards also have $200 sign-up bonuses, which isn't really worth writing home about, but again, we don't open products unless we get paid to do it. So you can see, if we stack everything together, $100 from the checking, $400 from the IRA with Merrill Lynch, and then $200 per card, you can see how we come out with that. Now, overall, I am still going to wait to get the cards. I've done the bank account and the Merrill Lynch part already, but I'd wait the 3 months to get the credit cards because, again, you still have to do $1,000 and spend on each card to get the bonus. So it makes more sense to wait until you hit platinum honors, then get the cards, and then when you're spending your $1,000, you'd be spending it at the higher multipliers, which is still a little bit extra earnings on top. Now, overall, to wrap this one up here, I still stand by the fact that, Bank of America Preferred Rewards should probably be looked at as a whole, as all the banking products, not just for the credit cards. I don't really think it's necessarily worth it for the credit cards. Again, this just kind of worked out for me because we have to move it. We don't have to move it somewhere. I'm choosing to move the old 401k somewhere. So we can basically get like a $900 play out of this, plus 2 elevated cashback cards, and I'm pretty heavy in the cashback game. So giving me one more 5% card and a best catch-all card, the unlimited cash is, all in, looks pretty good to me. Now, in addition to that, going forward, means I would change my Citi Double Cash, which is a 2% card, to a Citi Custom Cash and have another one of those. Additionally, I like that Bank of America, I believe I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but, they have the redemptions. I think it's a $25 minimum, but they will still let you cash out as many points as you want. They'll mail you a check, or you can deposit directly into that checking account that you have to have. Being honor status status. That checking account also is fee-free, so I can just leave $5 in there to keep it open. So overall, I think the strategy pretty much works out fairly well. Considering it's something that I had to move or that I wanted to move. Overall, it helps strengthen the credit card setup. It gives me a few extra bonuses to hit. Again, if you count them all, $900. Now, yes, technically, you could still get the credit card bonuses and the checking account bonus, on their own without doing this whole thing, but it kind of makes the full package work a little bit better. So as far as that goes, closing thoughts, I think you'll have to still, monitor how your money does over here and with Bank of America from Merrill Lynch, then how it did with Fidelity, and, that should probably dictate long-term, a responsible person long-term, if you're going to keep your money there or not. And again, for whatever reason, if Bank of America Preferred Rewards doesn't work out, again, I've talked about some of the other products I could see myself taking a look at, especially on the real estate side, then, you can always, again, roll it over, move it somewhere else and do the same play. Now, other banks really don't give you that much benefit from being with their investment side of the house, but they still offer bonuses, so you could still keep doing it. You do have to be mindful of transfer fees and things like that. But overall, that is going to be my play for Bank of America. Again, I've got parts 1 and 2 down the checking in Merrill Lynch, so I'm just waiting the 3 months, and then the credit cards come. The credit cards I'll probably simply include in one of those What's in My Wallet videos for the upcoming quarter. When I get them, that's kind of how I do credit card updates here. So definitely stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, if you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every week and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Question for you, as always, let me know what you think about this. Is doing the Preferred Rewards move kind of over the top and a bit much just for these level of bonuses and credit cards, or how would you have played it? I'd love to get your thoughts on that, or would you have gone for the actual travel cards over the cash back cards? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and talk to you very soon in the next one.